come over there and sit over there if you want. Are you taking pictures or do you want to sit over there? You ready, Christy? You ready? Okay, if I could have your attention, if everybody will find a seat, we'll go ahead and get started. I know we got exams coming up this week. Okay, first I want to thank the parents, friends, and family for being here this evening. I want to give a special thanks to our faculty athletic rep, Mr. David Hunter. David teaches in the School of Education. Many of you have seen him come at your different sporting events. We'd also like to thank Aramark for putting on the food for this evening, and to Dr. Charles Patterson, our interim president. And before we eat, we will have our invocation, and our invocation tonight will be by two-sport athlete, Miss Ella Hawkins. Come on up, Ella. We usually get a round of applause for the invitation.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all here tonight. Thank you for your plentiful gifts that you have bestowed upon us. Bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies and give us the strength to pass all of our finals. Amen.
Okay, as we get ready to go eat, if we can have the ladies go up first and make a plate. Guys, especially the student athletes, this is not an all-you-can-eat buffet, so be mindful as folks are going through that keep it within reason. Okay, ladies first. And parents as well, I'm sorry. Ladies and parents, the families here. Because once the guys go, there might not be any food left. So parents, go ahead. Okay, gentlemen, I believe we can make our way to the food line behind the rest of the ladies. there's still plenty more food if you guys want to go get some more. There's plenty, so as we get ready to get started, if you're still hungry, go get some more. Okay, if I can have everybody's attention while you're finishing up eating, we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll kind of get through the awards portion, and then the always exciting end when we have Crystal's slideshow at the end. I think she worked awful hard on it, so we're looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Before I introduce each of the coaches, when we first met as an athletic staff back in August, I, believe it or not, was able to come up with a PowerPoint presentation, which I think surprised most of the coaches, and I only got minimal help from Christy. But one of the first slides I had on there, I had, don't fear failure. Fear being in the exact same place a year from today that you are right now. And I look at the things that we've accomplished over the last 7 or 8 months, and while maybe we haven't been moving at warp speed, it's as fast as we've moved in this department in a very long time. Each of the facilities has had some kind of facelift on it over the last year. If it's not up there right now, the money's been encumbered, and you'll see the changes. Some of them, I know with tennis, we won't start till the summer because we don't want the community kind of wearing it out. But we'll have some additions to tennis and soccer as well that probably won't be seen until the summer, but the money's been encumbered. We signed our first corporate deals with Adidas, Coca-Cola. The hours that you guys spend going out to Magnolia Manor, they've been a big contributor financially to us athletic and the athletic department. All those things have gone. I think it made this a better department. Going forward next year, we've got funding for a second full-time athletic trainer. This will be the first time we have 2 full-time athletic trainers in the department. So my hope athletically is that when we're sitting here a year from now, and some of you will be leaving as seniors, that we have more teams that qualify for the conference tournament. We're certainly happy to see that golf qualified again, cross country, and then this year baseball. Just found out yesterday that we won the tiebreaker over Augusta, so we're going to the conference tournament in baseball. So let's hope a year from now that we're not in the exact same place. And again, before we get to the individual coaches to come up here and talk about their teams, many of the parents that come to the home events certainly understand the hard work that goes into helping put on the best performance that we could put on with our staffing limitations. We have Ms. Deborah Sloan. Deborah pulls double duty at the baseball game. She runs the concession stand out of her backseat of her car while she sells tickets. So we're certainly appreciative of all the work that she does in taking up tickets and just being a overall resource for the athletic department. We have Keith Micklig. Keith does an outstanding job, whether it's broadcasting the games on the internet, keeping up with the stats, writing the updates. Crystal Yerney, his assistant, who is running the camera tonight. I don't even know if she's got a chance to eat yet, but Crystal's our big social media tweeter during the game, so we're certainly appreciative of her effort. Christy Ward. I think every student athlete in here has come into contact with Christy at some point in your career. If you haven't, I'm sure you will. And as someone I lean on a tremendous amount, and as I told my wife, I know I figured it out here because when Christy's door is closed, the athletes come in and one of 2 things happen. When they see she's not there, they either turn around and walk out or they ask me when she's coming back, so they don't ask me the questions. Because I would just say, go ask Christy anyway. And then we've got our athletic training staff, Lucas Bianco and Hugh Riley, who will both be leaving us at the end of the year, but they've done a tremendous job making sure that we have staffing and medical coverage at all of our events. Okay, so as we bring up each individual coach, we'll have them have each of the teams stand and talk a little bit about their season. We'll do this, it looks like, in alphabetical order. And leading off with baseball, the lovely and talented Brian McLean.
Postseason. It's been a while since we've been able to say that, so it's an exciting time. Real proud of our guys. But let me start by saying congratulations to all the athletes and how much I appreciate seeing the time and effort and the things that you do, and encourage you to be proud of being a collegiate athlete. There's a lot of people walking this campus that wish they were in the position that you're in, all right? Find a reason to be proud of it. All right, let me get started with a few thank yous. First of all, to my players, the effort, the time, the energy that they put in dealing with me. At times, I'm sure can be quite difficult, but it's fun to see them set a goal and accomplish it. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. To my family, Carmen, who's here, my wife, my daughters, who are not, their support is always needed and given. So I really appreciate the time and the effort that they put with that. To our families, our players' families, the Holloways, the Longs, the Martins, the Grahams, and I could go on and on of the things that they do. I mentioned a while ago when Mike was talking about Deborah selling things, it's the GSW flea market at the baseball games. It's the tents, it's the grills, and the smoke, and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate the things that they do and the families that come to the games. And and box up chicken and try to raise money for our team. So it's you know, a situation that we thank them, and I hope I do it enough, and I'll continue to do it. Mike, thank you. It's good to see things happening in this department. There's a lot of years that it was the same over and over and over again. So I appreciate the effort that Coach Leader's putting in. Deborah, the things that you do to make my life a lot more easy, make my life easier. Christy, all these athletes, they all go to your office, and like Mike says, he sends them to you. I send them to you as well. So I appreciate the things that you do. To Keith and Crystal, with the sports information to put out all the things that they do, I appreciate it. And Lucas and the training staff as well. And to my assistant coaches, Ken Jarrett, Taylor Bratton, these are part-time guys that are working full-time hours. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. And I appreciate what you do. And I appreciate that you care for these young men and the effort that you put forward going forward. So let me introduce the baseball team for 2017. As Coach Leader said, if you would just stand up. Stay standing. If you would, hold your applause so we get to the end, because I got a bunch, and then we'll do it all at one time. So I'll start with the freshmen. Brooks McDonald, Andy Moore, and some of these guys are redshirt freshmen, if you're wondering why they're on the freshman list. So A.J. Hayes, Jonathan Martin, by the way, two-time Freshman Player of the Week, Jacob Harrell, Cody Riddell, Zach Jones, Cole Clark. Sophomores, Bradley Huff, or I should say sophomore, Bradley Huff. Juniors, Dakota Long. What do you say about this guy? Jared Jones, Dalton Watley, Andrew Patrick, Josh Logan, Jordan McElwain, Mitch Holloway, Matthew Hubbard, Jared Crum, Kyle Spinks. And the seniors, Diamond Hall, Will Redding, Zach Barron, Chad Adkins, Lawson Stewart, Drew Powers, Dylan Brown, Pitcher of the Week, Alex Kranick. Alex now holds the all-time GSW consecutive games hit record of 30 in a row. Evan Alderman and Cody Graham. 2017 baseball team. Give them a big hand, please. Last thing, if you have some, wondering what you can do on March 10th through the 12th or 13th in South Carolina at University of Francis Marion, these guys will be playing in the conference tournament, and we'd enjoy you to come up and support them. If not, watch it on the video. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach McLean. Now for women's basketball, head coach Kelly Britsky.
Good evening, everybody. One of the things I'd like to do, first of all, is thank all of the athletes. Most of you come to our games, and we really do appreciate you being on this end, that end, or wherever you are, acting a fool and being loud. We really appreciate it. Sometimes, especially for the women's games, the softball team is our big supporters. They're out there for us every game, and we really appreciate it. So, again, give yourselves a hand for that. We appreciate it. This group, we talk about family with my team, and we've got a great family this year. We were 13-13 this year. We got out to a great start. We're like 10-4. Then we kind of hit our side of our ultra-competitive conference and kind of went on a slide. But these girls were tremendous. They worked hard every day. They came to get something done, and they have no reasons to hold their heads down. We have a lot of really good returners, and we're going to miss our seniors greatly. I'd like to introduce our girls first. If you hold your applause again, we'll go freshman Kaya Cochran, sophomores Chris Beckham, Adrian Brown, Whitney Young, and Kayla Owens, juniors Shania Jones, Gabby Figures, and Brittany Grant, and seniors Shanice Witten, Vaquisha Hall, and Aaliyah Holden. If you give them a hand, please. I'd like to thank my new first-year assistant coach and do-all for the GSW Athletic Department, Nick Graham. Nick, if you stand up. Moonlight Graham. Quickly, we'll do the same thank yous. They're going to get thanked a lot, but thank you to Coach Leader, Christy, Deborah, Keith, and Crystal for all you do. Thank you to Lucas and Hugh. Lucas, on a personal note, I appreciate what you've done for me this year and the help you've been. I'd like to congratulate Coach McLean and his baseball team. We've been one game out about 3 years in a row, so I know how important it is, and I'm really proud of you guys, and good luck to you guys. And last but not least, I want to do a special thanks to Coach Eddie Ward. Eddie, you've been great. I'm going to miss you. You've been a great laugh, a man of wisdom, and everything in between sometimes. Eddie's leaving us this year, and you guys don't know that there's not much better fan of GSW than the Wards. And he doesn't only do his team, he supports the rest of you every single day. So, Eddie, we're going to miss you. Thank you, guys.
Next up for men's basketball, and go easy on him because this is his first time, Coach Ben Hicks.
Well, this year was both, it was fun and it was stressful at the same time. I got to give special thanks to my players. It's tough to come in each and every day and give your all and give 110%, knowing that you're not going to make the conference tournaments, okay? I'm pretty sure you all know, we finished 7-19 this year, but one thing about my guys, they fought to the end, okay? We played Columbus State the last game of the season, and they had to win that game in order to go to the conference tournament. We was up 15 in the first half, and we kind of ran out of gas in the second half. But again, thanks to my guys for fighting to the end. Half of the season I did it by myself, and then Coach Leader helped me out. And I want to give special thanks to my assistant coach. I'm going to get him to stand up. Student assistant, Teddy Ballgame. Could you please stand up? Thank you, Coach Leader, for this opportunity. I'm very grateful for it. Christy Ward, you can ask my athletes. If they have a question, I'll send them straight to you as well, okay? Deborah Sloan for bringing me chocolate candy every single day. Coach McLean, thank you for mentoring me this year. When I was frustrated with the season, I came to your office and sat down, and you kind of gave me the confidence I need. Lucas, thanks a lot, man, for everything you've done for me. Coach Ward, thanks as well, man. I'm definitely going to miss you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. All right, at this time, I'm going to introduce my guys. My freshman, Colt Young, could you please stand? Sophomores, Devin Watson. By the way, he needs a haircut, so I'm going to try to talk him to doing that. Kel Maynard. My seniors, Cool Cam Dozier, Tyrone Wooten, Jordan Banks, And Hassan Buzz, he joined us in December 2016, 2017 men's basketball team. Thank you.
Another first-timer, the cross-country coach, Ms. Paula McDonald.
Oh boy, this is not my thing, but okay. All right, I am the cross-country coach this year, and it was a pleasure to have these 9 young ladies that ran for Georgia Southwestern as part of my new coaching group. And I was really very pleased with them, and you student athletes know just how difficult it is in this conference that you compete in. And so when I tell you it was tough, I can't say anything except it was tough. And I'm proud of each and every one of y'all about what you do. And I don't know how in the world some of y'all do it and have jobs and off of campus and jobs on campus, and then your leaders on campus as well. I commend you 110% for what you do. And I was in your position a good while ago, about 25 plus years ago. So we had the 9 young ladies that we started with and we finished with, and I was so pleased with them. And just like the rest of y'all, these runners have their aches and pains and injuries, and they persevere through it. And sometimes they have to do something different or take some time off, and that's just the way it is, and then we get back to it. They competed in 6 meets, which is not a whole lot for most of y'all to think about, but when you think about what they do and what they had, the terrain of different courses and that sort of thing can be a bit mind-blowing for some young ladies that are new to a big arena. Each meet presented different challenges, and each meet the young ladies rose to the occasion. And for that, I'm very thankful, because we would drive up someplace and the course wasn't well mapped out, or just it could have had a heat wave going that day and someone forgot something, and next thing you know, one of their teammates picks them up and says, all right, I got you covered, and off we go, and they compete and they rise to the occasion. So I talked a lot about being having mental toughness and physical strength, and I know they probably got tired of hearing me say that, but I think that in the end it paid off big dividends. And I'm really pleased with, unfortunately, there were just a few points that separated 9th, 10th, and 11th place at our conference championship. We wound up at 11th out of 13th, but I'm very pleased with what we were able to accomplish, and with each meet during the course of our season, these young ladies several of them had personal bests, and that tells me that it's not me that's doing it. They want it, and I hoped that I set the bar high enough that they were able to accomplish some personal goals and some goals that we had as a team. And I'm going to continue to instill that in these young ladies that run, and we're going to compete at the highest level possible, and we're going to hope for greater things to happen. So I do appreciate Coach Leader for his confidence in me. That the staff in that athletic office is amazing. Most of these, well, several of them I have known for a long time, and Miss Deborah was there when I was a student athlete, pitiful and didn't know what I was doing, and she's been a wealth of knowledge and help, and I appreciate her a whole lot. And student athletes, I wish I'd have had Christy to go to when I was in school. And if we want to talk about how old I am, I remember her as a little bitty kid running around on the floor where I lived in the dorm. And one of my friends that lived up there babysat for Coach and Miss Betty Ann. So it's great to have Christy come back and give so much of what she has as knowledge and compassion to give to you student athletes. And I'm definitely going to miss her folks, seeing them on this campus in a coaching aspect, but I know that they're not gone for good. So, and everyone else, I truly appreciate the support and enthusiasm and advice, which I needed it, and I walk around half the times in a daze, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the folks that get these student athletes back into their sport, and that's what I appreciate. Lucas and the staff that works with him, I appreciate everything they do. And lastly, my husband is my right-hand man, and I could not make it without him, and I don't give him enough credit. So he's taken off countless hours to help me with my computer problems, which is on a daily basis. He does numerous physical things for me as far as getting our equipment loaded and carted and here and there. And only having a few kids, you have to kind of divvy it all out. And he drives the van and gets us there in one piece, but we might be a little rattled, but we arrive. So, okay, ladies that are here, if y'all would just stand up right quick, and I will introduce you. Stand up. At the end is our lone senior, Mary Catherine Calcutt, whom I have had the opportunity to coach in a high school atmosphere as well, and then to have her as her senior year, I'm very thankful that she chose to stay in it and let me coach her last go-round. And to her left, there's Lauren Ard, and then Connie Lewis, and then Morgan Miller. And then on the other side of Mary Catherine is Savannah Ross, Ashley Owens, and Catherine McGar. And we're missing Neely Fortson tonight and Hannah Croft. So that was our team, and I thank them for everything they gave to the program, and I'm so blessed to be a part of the Georgia Southwestern family, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be here and celebrate you student athletes tonight. And thank you, Coach Leader. I appreciate it.
You know, Coach McDonald didn't mention that dollar for dollar, her assistant coach, Marty McDonald, is the best assistant in the Peach Belt. And I was so moved by her speech that, Marty, I'm going to double your pay next year. Okay? You can take that to the bank. I'm going to double it. If you're not sure how much that is, get with Marty. He'll let you in on the joke. Next up, we have the golf team with Coach Darcy Donaldson.
Good evening. All right, try to make this short. No short jokes tonight. Need to thank Eddie Ward. As mentioned, a lot of this is going to be repetitive. I call Eddie Ward the king. He's going to be missed tremendously. Oh, look at that smile. Eddie's been a big part of what we do around here. Mentioned before, GSW, it's in the Ward family. big supporters of everything in every sport. He's a big supporter in golf. Claims to be 5 handicap, but I don't know if we'll ever find that out. Lucas and Hugh, tremendous. I know you guys don't get to see us very much, which is good. Best of luck to both of you. Hopefully we don't see you soon. Keith and Crystal, tremendous. What you guys do, best of luck to Crystal on her future. Miss Deborah, coach leader, Christy, you guys make this, you guys make this work. Again, Christy, everybody, I always send everybody to see Christy. I'm getting better, trying to learn compliance. I could probably be her assistant at some point. Thanks for putting up with me. My receipts, not always wrong. Miss Deborah, you're amazing, coach leader. Thank you again for putting up with me. I have 3 seniors this year. One of them cannot be here. Nick Ward is actually at a business honors banquet right now. Receiving a little bit more important awards tonight. About our season, wasn't what we expected. We did not meet a lot of our goals. From a standpoint from where we have been in the past, wasn't successful, but it's always a pleasure traveling with this group. It's an extra special group for me. This is my first recruiting class here. So a little emotional sometimes. I'm an emotional person. We're going to start Fraser. Fraser is going to be my assistant next year, and it's not to help out with golf, it's to probably stay a little closer to Taylor, I would imagine. Nick Ward, obviously not here. My other senior is Ethan Chamonix, who's going to leave here as the all-time leading scorer in GSW history. And my freshmen, Alex Wells, Vincent Norman, sophomore Tyler Barker, junior Jewel Duncan. Is that it? We're good? And I'm not going to forget my assistant, Hayes Dupree. You guys might remember him from last year. Hayes came back to help me out and coach and finish his degree all the way from Arizona. So thank you to everybody. If I forget anybody, I am terribly sorry. I think we're good. Thank you, guys.
Okay, for women's soccer, Coach Munoz came and left in an eyelash, so we hired Coach Enrique Rodriguez, who although he didn't coach the team last year, has had an opportunity to watch him work out, coach him in a couple of spring games, so we'll have Coach Rodriguez come up and do the introductions here. So our new women's soccer coach, Enrique Rodriguez.
Latino style. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to the whole GSW family, Coach Leader, Ms. Deborah, Christy, everybody just described exactly what I received. As soon as I came here, they give me absolutely all the support, and the transition has been very good. Lucas with all the support in terms of physical and therapy and all that, and everybody mentioned about Coach Ward. Sí, señor. Sí, señor, absolutely correctly. And about the experience that I have this past spring, this past, 4 weeks, right? The girls just seen it's quite different, but the idea is that. The idea is for the women's soccer to move in a different direction. And everybody will expect to be presented one by one, but I don't want to do that. I want to present you as a group, because we have to walk forward as a group. So please, all of you, stand up. Yeah, that has been my past 4 weeks, try to memorize every name and every personality and the old girls. So, but I think we're moving in the right direction. I want to say thank you in behalf of the program to all the seniors, the ones that I just met, Christine, who helped me in the spring game, which was great. And but the other ones I didn't have the opportunity to interact that much, except to just take $5 for each one of them in the 3v3 tournament. But but no more than that. But again, the whole group, thank you very much for your support this spring. I'm very excited to what we're gonna build in the fall, and I hope next year when I'm standing over here, we're presenting something new, something hasn't been done. So that's what we're working for. Thank you very much.
We will now go with the men's soccer program, Warren Russ.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. It's hard to remember back to soccer season. It seems like it's been a long time now, but back in 2016, we had soccer season in the fall. And for men's soccer, I thought it was a great season. I really felt like we competed at a level that we hadn't competed at for the last 9 years that I've been here. We truly competed at a Peach Belt Conference level. I couldn't have been prouder of the performances of the players. I couldn't have been prouder of the way they represented the university and represented our athletic department. And I hope they're as proud to be a part of it as I am. We followed that up with a very difficult spring season. I'm sure they're still complaining about it, even though we've been done for about a week. But they put in all the effort. They've had all the commitment. And to be perfectly honest, I couldn't be more excited about the 2017 season coming up. I think it's going to be a fantastic one for us. I'd like to thank all the players for their hard work all across the year. As I said, super proud of you. And don't forget to keep it up over the summer. I'd like to thank my assistant, his first year here, Daniel Salcedo, for all his work and for helping to keep me sane. I'd like to thank Hubert Apia-Kubi for his help as my student assistant and for keeping me up to date with all the political goings-on in Africa at all times. As always, I'd like to thank everyone in the athletic department, Coach Leader for all your help, Deborah, Christy, Lucas, and Hugh, our athletic trainers, Keith, and Crystal in the sports information and marketing department. You guys are fantastic. We couldn't do this without you. I'd also like to let everyone know that's not going to be with us any longer. So Lucas, Hugh, Crystal, we're going to miss you very much. And last but not least, Coach Ward. Certainly, when I first showed up here in 2007, I never would have guessed that Eddie Ward would be one of my better friends in the athletic department, that's for sure. But I am certainly going to miss you very much, even though I've already told him we'll probably see more of him then than we do now. But all the best in everything that happens for you. I'd like to now recognize the members of the men's soccer team. Guys, if you stand, want to call your name, I'd appreciate it. We'll start with the senior class, the graduating group. Isaac Avila, a former first-team All-Conference Peace Belt player. Brennan Bauschka, claims to be a scratch golfer. Juan Morales. Colby Smith. The rest of the guys will just go in alphabetical order. John Clark Auer, Christopher Avery, Mohammed Balde, Nick Baca, Ji-Hun Chung, or Pedro Cifuentes, that's his alias, Trevor Dempsey, Manuel Duran, Lucas Kimmel, Shane Madre, Dylan Marshall, Daniel Menson, Nicholas Munoz, Rico Rodriguez, Julian Rugel, Jonathan Sayers, Matt Sherry, Chris Steinwachs, Stephen Stottlemyre, Joshua Swift, Silvio Pali, and Caleb Zolman. So that's your 2016-17 men's soccer team. Thank you.
Not many know this, but Coach Russ and I went to high school together, and that big ovation I had a flashback. The only time I heard cheering like that for Coach Russ was when the women used to cheer when he'd walk down the hallway in high school. So I hadn't heard that in a while. So. We're going alphabetically here, and you know, with all the accolades being thrown his way, I don't know if Coach Ward's going to be able to get up here and speak, but we'll go with softball next, making his final appearance at the podium, Eddie Ward.
I don't even think I'll be able to read my writing, and I think the girls will understand that. First off, I would like for the girls that are here that played softball this year to stand up, and I will call your name because I know we have some that aren't here. And first of all, Rebecca Davis, Kaylee Sykes, Grayson Sanders, Michaela Barlow, Jocelyn Martin, Peanut, Hannah McCain, Haley Tierce, Allie Denny, Brittany Childs, Emily Smith, Shannon Gibson, Ella Hawkins. This was a team that we really, really gave it all they can. Y'all can sit down. Now it's my turn. No, really, all the thank yous. Y'all, if I get into doing that, ooh. But let me tell you about this season. Coach Hicks, I'm going to steal this from you. This team right here never gave up. Now, most of the time, they waited till the 5th inning to score, or the 7th inning, but they never gave up. We also reached some new heights. We broke records last year, and records were broken this year. Jocelyn Martin set the record for most hits in a single season. She's a sophomore. Go, Joe. Kokomo. Joe also made first team all-conference. Forgive me, but I think she wound up the season. The baseball guys will like this. At one point, she was batting .436, and she only ended up at .418. Not bad, gal. The other all-conference player we have made the second team, Haley Tierce. This is her second time making it. She was also freshman of the year last year. She backed it up with a great sophomore year. Michaela Barlow, I don't know what it's going to take to get this girl all conference. Hopefully the new coach can do it. Last year she batted .362, this year .380, and still didn't make the damn team. Okay. Excuse me. That's a little touchy with me. I do want y'all to know I am going to miss everybody. Y'all knocked on the door of the Peach Belt Conference. Next year, kick the damn thing in and make postseason.
And now the only man who pulls double duty in the department, Brennan Sewell. Coach Sewell will come up and introduce the men and the women's tennis team. Coach Sewell.
Yeah. Coach Ward's hard to follow you. The tennis team this year started out pretty strong. We played our non-conference season first and actually had a winning record for 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Then we played our conference and ended up the same place we usually are. Although this year we came really close to winning 3 conference matches, which is the first for us. We ended up, both teams, about 5-15, which is the same as the last 3 years. But the match scores this year were getting a lot closer. We did almost win those 3 matches. We lost 2 of them 5-4, 1 6-3. There's a couple of good news. Anyway, we're only losing 1 player off our women's team. Lauren's a senior, but we'll return the other 8 starters, which I think with the matches we've had this year will be a lot tougher and play a lot better this next season, 17-18 season. We're returning on our men's team. We're losing 2 guys, Joel and Ollie, but we're returning 7. And I've got 3 good recruits coming in, so next year I think will be the best year for the men's team that we've had in quite a few years. I'd like to now introduce the team. We'll start with the women's team. All right. Stand up, I'll tell the year, and then hold your applause until we're through. Maria Tabawada, she's a sophomore. Thelia Castillo Torres, sophomore. Hannah Ayers, sophomore. Charlie Allen, freshman. Kendall Crew, sophomore. Annalise Leahy, junior. Lauren Resnick, our only senior. Taylor Whitehead, a junior. And Ashley Denby, a junior. That's your team for this year, the women's tennis team. Thank you. Men's team, Stephen Blythe, junior. Alex Canovas, sophomore. Bo Millwood, sophomore. Joel Landis, senior. Oliver Marshall, senior. Jonathan Martin, junior. Justin Ralston, junior. Brian Robley, freshman. That's our 2017 men's team. Thank you.
Okay, before we get to the individual portion, I think one of the things that I talk with Keith and Crystal quite a bit, how do we maximize attendance? How do we get people to come to multiple events? How do we get people to come to a lot of events? How do we get people to come to all the events? And if you take a look at your plaques, your senior plaques that you get, when your parents get on Facebook and they can see the pictures of you in action, there's one guy that's responsible for all that. He shows up at every match, every game. Volunteers his time, uses his own equipment. So I would like to recognize and thank and hope everybody join me in a round of applause for Chris Finn. Chris does an outstanding job of providing all the still photos. They're professional quality, and Chris does it all. You'll see him in his perch at baseball, or he's got his little spot in soccer and softball, and he just does an outstanding job, and we're certainly appreciative of everything you do, Chris, and donating your time, volunteering your time. Okay, we'll announce now the individual honors for each sport that we received from the Peach Belt Conference in 2016 and 17. If you'll hold your applause to the end, I'll call your name out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll stand, and we'll just have one big round of applause at the end. Excuse me. Silvio Paolo, men's soccer, first team all-conference. John Clark Arrow, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Chris Avery, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Trevor Dempsey, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Juan Morales, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Silvio Paolo, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Julian Rubel, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Joshua Swift, men's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Stay standing, gentlemen. Mercedes Benitez, women's soccer, Peach Belt all-academic. Ella Hawkins, women's soccer, peach belt all academic. Shola Razahi, women's soccer. How did I do, Shola? Close. All academic. Haley West, women's soccer, peach belt all academic. Catherine McGraw, cross country, peach belt all academic. Haley Tierce, softball, peach belt player of the week on 2 occasions. Jocelyn Martin, softball, first team all conference. Haley Tierce, softball, second team all conference. Ella Hawkins, softball, peach belt all academic. Jocelyn Martin, softball, peach belt all academic. Kaylee Sykes, softball, peach belt all academic. Kendall Crew, women's tennis, peach belt all academic. Annalise Leahy, women's tennis, peach belt all academic. Sydney Smith, women's tennis, peach belt all academic. Bo Millwood, men's tennis, peach belt all academic. Ethan Shamanek, golf, peach belt golfer of the week on 3 separate occasions. Ethan Shamanek for golf, first team all conference. Nick Ward, golf, peach belt all academic. Fraser Johnston, golf, peach belt all academic. Dylan Brown, baseball, peach belt pitcher of the week. And Jonathan Martin, baseball, peach belt freshman of the week on 2 separate occasions. These are the accolades that the conference has bestowed upon these student athletes, so let's join in giving them a round of applause for their peach belt accomplishments. Okay. I practice it, then I can't say it right. Okay, and I know some of the coaches have mentioned some of the special individual awards we've had this year, and I've got Christy Ward joining me to pass out a token of our appreciation for some of those special accomplishments. In softball, Jocelyn Martin set the record for most hits in a single season with 66. So Jocelyn, if you'll come up here and see Ms. Ward. In golf, senior Nick Ward, who can't be with us tonight, set the record for most career top 10 finishes with 14. So we'll give Nick a round of applause. Also in golf, Ethan Shamanek, with the lowest career scoring average in GSW history, with a scoring average of 72.57. In baseball, senior Alex Kranick set the record for the longest hitting streak at 30 games. And in softball, sophomore Haley Tierce. Haley was named to the preseason National Player of the Year watch list by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association. Okay, now we'll move to some more of the academic awards, the Scholar Athlete Awards. And these awards are calculated by Christy in the compliance office, and they're awarded to each individual team, a sophomore, junior, or senior who has been at Georgia Southwestern for at least 2 full-time semesters with the highest cumulative grade point average. For baseball, Mitch Holloway with a 3.72. In women's basketball, Shanice Witten with a 3.15. For men's basketball, Colt Yawn, 3.31. And I know she can't be here tonight, but cross country, Neely Fortson, 3.53. And also not able to attend in golf, Nick Ward with a 3.89. In men's soccer, Joshua Swift, 3.87. In women's soccer, with a perfect 4.0, Mercedes Benitez. In softball, Kaylee Sykes with a 3.48. In men's tennis, Bo Millwood, 3.58. Women's tennis, Ashley Denby, also with a perfect 4.0. And now we honor the male and female Scholar Athlete of the Year. On the women's side, we had a tie. Ashley Denby and Mercedes Benitez, both with 4.0s. And again for the men, golfer Nick Ward with a 3.89. Darcy, you want to come over and get that? And now we present the Hurricane and Lady Hurricane President's Cup. This is awarded to the team with the highest yearly GPA using the spring and fall numbers from 2016. Now going forward, one of the things we got with Adidas was we're going to take the yearly cumulative after this semester, and the winning team and that gets an extra $1,000 from Adidas to their head coach. So in about 2 weeks, Christy will be able to calculate the actual GPA for the year. And but right now, the Lady and Hurricane President's Cup goes to the GPA from the spring of 16 or 17 and the fall of 17, right? Is that correct? 16 and 16. Close. On the men's side, we have the men's golf team with a 3.15. Ethan, I thought for sure you would come up and accept that award. And for the Lady Hurricane Cup, President's Cup, we have women's tennis with a 3.42. Okay, now we move to the Roy Lee and Susan K. Smith Award. And this is awarded to senior athletes who are the best all-around representatives of GSW Athletics. They participate in community service activities exhibit sportsmanship at all times, and participate in campus activities other than athletics. These were voted on by the individual head coaches from each of the sports here at GSW, and the benefactor, Roy Lee and Susan Smith, were huge supporters of athletics. Their namesake is on the tennis complex out at Georgia Southwestern. They were founding members of the Hurricane Club, and they were big donors and supporters of not only athletics, but the entire university. The Susan K. Smith winner is Elise Gowan. Elise is a nursing major with a 3.16 GPA. She was a 4-year contributor in women's soccer, 2-time Peach Belt Presidential Honor Roll nominee, Peach Belt Conference All-Academic Team in 14-15. She's participated in Samaritan's Purse cleanup efforts in Albany, Georgia this past year, active leader in the Kickaroos Soccer Clinic. She spent countless hours volunteering at the Harvest Hope Food Bank, Magnolia Manor, Night to Shine, the Red Cross Coat Drive, the Humane Society, and the Southland Academic Reading Program. She traveled to Jamaica this past year with the nursing program to help those less fortunate. Elise will graduate next May with a degree in nursing. Again, the Susan K. Smith Award winner, Miss Elise Gowan. The Roy Lee Smith winner, Nick Ward. Nick, a management major with a 3.89 GPA. Nick is also a 4-year contributor to the men's golf team. He has not missed a tournament in the course of those 4 years. Currently, he has played in the most rounds and has played in the most tournaments in GSW history. He was a 2015 All-American, PBC's second team All-Conference in 2015 and 16, PBC Elite 15 Award winner in 2016. He was named to the All-Region team in 2015. This season as a senior, he was the captain. He participates actively in the Student Athletic Advisory Committee for the past 4 years. He's a member of the Enactus Leadership Program under the Department of Business Administration, where he has been a member of the Recycling Committee. He participates in the Rib Sale fundraiser, the Southwest Festival, the Skeet Shoot fundraiser, and Nick will graduate in May with a degree in business management. The Roy Lee Smith Award winner, Nick Ward. And now we'll have the SAC, the Student Athletic Advisory Committee Awards, the Dub Awards, presented by the President, Shola Rezahi. Close? Okay. Want to make sure I was right.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Shola. We had a very successful year fundraising for SAC this year. For those of you that don't know, SAC's main goal is to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We don't yet have an exact tally, but we estimate it to be some around over $1,000, which is like, for those of you in SAC know, it's like really hard to do that. We had the prize wheel at basketball. We had our annual athlete social, student athlete social. We had Zaxby's night this past week, which thank you guys for all for turning out because it went really well. We had our raffles. We had our dunk tank in the fall at the soccer games. These are all things that we hope to do again next year, but I mean, without your support, we couldn't have done it. So thank you guys for that. I would like to thank all of you for your help and for participating throughout the year, especially the SAC representatives from each team. If you guys could stand up to be recognized, and especially Christy Ward, I couldn't do anything without you. So if you guys could stand up and be recognized, please. Without further ado, I'm happy to present the SAC Awards, which are voted on by our SAC members. The 2 awards are Super SAC, which are given to the team which has contributed most to the athletic department initiatives like the fundraisers, raffles, things that we do. I'm very excited to give Super SAC, to give Super Sack to women's soccer. So. The next award is the Crazy Canes Award, and this is given to the team which has displayed the most team spirit over the course of the year. And the Crazy Canes Award goes to baseball. That's good. Thanks.
And as Shola mentioned, it's an NCAA Division II initiative to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And Shola, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Peach Belt's always in the top 3 or 4, correct? Yes? So our conference is one of the leaders in the country in raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and certainly all the efforts of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee helps as well. One of the things that we've tried to implement this year is a better presence on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We've tried to make a push with utilizing all the avenues that are available in social media. And this year, Keith Micklig, our Assistant Athletic Director for Media Relations, has come up with the Surge Social Media Awards. So if Keith will come up and present those awards, we have the first annual Surge Social Media Awards with Keith Micklig.
All right. Well, like Coach mentioned, it's very important for us to try to reach out and expand to not only your families and extended family and friends, but just the general social media universe. So I guess my thing to take away from this is sometimes you think people aren't watching, but they're paying attention and they're watching. One thing, this isn't social media related, but we had over 1 million hits or 1 million visitors, not just hits, but we had 1 million visitors to our website last year. So there's a lot of people out there that are interested in what the Hurricanes and the Lady Hurricanes are doing. So keep up the good work, and obviously there's folks interested in knowing how things are going back here in Americus. So with that being said, we'll keep it kind of simple. I did 3 awards, and I thought it would be kind of fun, and nobody really knows who's going to win, and so this will be kind of hopefully a catch you by surprise thing. But I went in and I calculated our analytics, or whatever they want to give you, your little report on how you've fared and how many people have you reached with posts throughout the school year. And so we went ahead and we went through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and found the posts of the year from the start of the school year through today that received the greatest, had the greatest reach, the greatest impact. And with that being said, I thought rather than just give you a piece of paper with a picture of the social media award logo on it, give you something that you can really cherish and hold on to and just look fondly upon as you complete your education and move on into the real world. So what better thing to put on your desk than a little mini Surge? So just know that you have a story behind the little mini Surge when they ask you why you have this little piece of cauliflower on your desk. Surge couldn't be here tonight because he's here right now. Surge couldn't be here tonight to present the awards, so I will present them on his behalf along with Christy. So the first award for the Surge inaugural, well, this is our first presentation here. We did it online last year. I thought, let's bring it to the banquet. Our first award, the Instagram Pick of the Year. You guys might be kind of surprised to see who had the largest number of impressions throughout the school year on our Instagram post. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this year's Instagram Pick of the Year, your 3 tennis seniors. So how about that? Very cool. So if Oliver Marshall, Lauren Resnick, and Joel Landis could come forward to receive your mini Surge, we will be honored to present it to you. So you didn't see that one coming, did you? So you're very popular on Instagram, so there's one for each of you. Congratulations. Congratulations, your social media Instagram darlings right here. So now we'll move on to our tweet of the year. And I got to tell you, the numbers on this one are kind of eye-popping. To give you an example, if we have a tweet that gets 4,000, anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 impressions in 1 month, typically that's your monthly winner right there. The person that blew this out of the water, as of today, had over 13,000 impressions, so 13,000 views of this tweet, and that's actually up somehow, because this is from earlier in the year. Somehow that number keeps growing. So without further ado, the tweet of the year belongs to, I know you can't see it, but she's a popular one, Kaya Cochran from women's basketball. I know it's kind of hard to see. We can't really cut the lights because they're going to get fixed before next year, and we wouldn't get them back on. So that was Kaya's introduction video. If you weren't aware, at the basketball games, each player's got a little bit of snippet that they do have a video that plays during the starting lineups, and all of the ladies and all the men had one made. Kaya's was posted, and like I said, you heard the numbers. It was amazing. So Kaya, congratulations. So how about that? And then we'll go to Facebook. Facebook, again, this number was very high, pretty good distance between all the rest of them. Our Facebook page is more the information you want to know, but we have two kind of sites. We have a person site, Georgia Southwestern Athletics, and then our Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes fan page. We actually had to go through the fan page because you can't get the analytics on the person page. So based on those numbers, this particular post had over 4,400 was our reach on that one, and by far our largest Facebook reach through our fan page this season. And I take you back to February 1st of 2017. It was, you can't really see it, but it's a little video clip. It is the men's basketball team. Brandon Price hit a couple of free throws at the closing moments to secure a 66-65 win over Young Harris, who at the time was the top-ranked, had the best record on our half in the Peach Belt Conference. So that was a big win. So at this time, I would like to bring up the head coach of the Hurricanes. Something for the desk. So accepting on behalf of the men's basketball team, head coach Ben Hicks. Coach Hicks, congratulations on your Surge's Social Media Award. All right, so that's it for me. We will dim the lights for the whole slideshow, but thanks. And again, I know most of you already follow us, and thank you. I know a lot of you guys retweet and post and give us likes and thumbs up and help share the news when you can, when you're not being forbidden to do so. So thank you, and you know who you are. Thank you for that. We really do appreciate it. We really do. We appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great summer, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you, Keith. Okay, next up we have the Hurricane Cup, and this is awarded to the team that receives the most points through the calculations of the GPA, Peach Belt Honor Roll, game attendance, SAC participation, and team community service. And I saw him helping shine this in Christie's office earlier, so he can come up and pick it up now. This award goes to men's golf. And before we go into the slideshow, I mentioned Enrique Rodriguez joining us a couple of weeks ago. We'll have a new athletic trainer next year, a new assistant athletic trainer. So as I've told athletes before and guys that have played for me, the train is always moving. Some folks get on and some folks get off, but the train never stops. And we'll be losing a few that'll be exiting the train at the end of this semester, and I'd like to call each one of them up here with a token of our appreciation and come see Miss Christy Ward. The first one leaving us will be head athletic trainer Lucas Bianco, who gave us 2 great years of service. Also leaving will be his assistant, who gave us 2 years of service, Hugh Riley. Also leaving us, after 3 years as the Assistant Sports Information Director, Crystal Yerney. And like many of the head coaches that spoke before, my appreciation for everything that Eddie Ward has done for the athletic department as a student athlete, as a coach, not only Eddie, but his family. His wife is at every softball game. His daughter is invaluable when it comes to running the athletic department. I've said many times, if you see that she takes another job, I'll be out the door right behind her 5 minutes later because it'll fall apart if she's not here. But Eddie was the first one when we made the transition to Division II in the Peach Belt. You have to wait 2 years before you're eligible for the conference tournament. And if my year is correct, I believe in the spring of 2008, the women's softball team won the first Peach Belt conference tournament game of any sport here at GSW when they beat Lander in an early round Peach Belt conference softball tournament game. So after 14 years as a head coach, it almost took you that long to graduate, but I think you beat the graduation. You beat the 14-year minimum. But Eddie Ward will be stepping down as a softball coach, and he'll accept from his daughter a gift of our appreciation. So Eddie, thank you for all 14 years, and I know that you'll be around here as a resource, not only in softball, but for the athletic department as well. Eddie Ward. Back in May of last year, right around after the banquet, they split the job here of athletic director and men's basketball coach. And I charged Christy Ward to head the committee to pick the new men's basketball coach. And I gave her a 30-day window to get it done. And Christy put it together. She put her group together. And I think she hired the right guy. And as I said, the train keeps moving. Some are getting off, but I'm really glad that one got on last June. I'm glad that we have Ben Hicks here, and on November the 15th of 2016, Coach Hicks got his first win as the head basketball coach here at Georgia Southwestern, a 62-49 win over Auburn University Montgomery. So Christy has a ball here for him, the first of what I'm sure will be many, Ben Hicks. Okay, one of the traditions we've always had here, and Crystal, you'll be on the clock for this one because this will be your third slideshow. And last year, I was very instrumental in the Taylor Swift song to be played with the music. So I wasn't consulted on the music this year. So hopefully it'll be as good as the last two. Crystal puts an awful lot of hard work. I see her have the headphones on, and she's splicing and cutting and trying to make sure that there's equal representation across all the sports. And it's certainly, over the last decade, one of the highlights of the athletic banquet. This will be the slideshow presentation for the academic year 2016-2017.
One quick announcement. Not for you. For those watching at home, due to YouTube copyright rules, regulations, or whatnot, we are going to have to mute the video, so those that are watching on YouTube won't be able to hear the audio, but they'll be able to watch the video. you, of course, will be able to get the full slideshow, those that are in person. But I just wanted to give that little disclaimer out there so don't feel weird that it gets muted on you. But that's the case, and that's how we got to do it. All right.
bite at a time. So you seniors that are leaving, if you loved your experience here, give back. Give back to make sure that the ones behind you have the same experience. If you didn't like your experience here, give back so that the ones behind you can maybe have the experience that you wanted. But give back. Stay involved. It takes a long time. We didn't get in this mess overnight, or we didn't get into this mess overnight. We won't get out of it overnight either. But you have to give back. Any resource you can, time, effort, recruit. Go back to where you're from, where you get a job. Talk it up. And like I told you when we started, next year at this time, let's not be in the same place. We still got baseball going on May the 10th, so give a listen. It'll be on the radio here, 94.7 if you're in town. Listen on the internet, or watch it on the internet if you're out of town. I know tomorrow's reading day. Enjoy the Student Appreciation Day outside. Do well on your finals. Remember now, the highest GPA gets $1,000 for their team from Adidas, men and women. So when you don't feel like studying, you might want to just give it one more look before you shut it down for the night. I thank everybody for coming tonight. Everybody do well in the finals. Good luck to baseball as they finish the conference tournament, and we'll see everybody in the fall. Sylvia, how come you don't have a 4.0? Huh? How does she figure it out and you can't? See, she hasn't figured out you got to outkick your coverage when you get married. You're getting the better end of the deal. She's going to figure that out.